time you've been able to talk about it then and not have that happen?
Without getting kind of uptight about it.
Okay, good.
Yeah. I have a problem with my left shoulder. Sometimes I talk about it, the shoulder gets acts up, but I'm not doing anything here.
Great.
At any rate, this captain ran up to me and stuck his hand in my mouth and pulled the dirt out. That stopped me from strangling to death. And then I was meted back to the hospital. But
and that's...
they thought the back was broken, and they gave me morphine right away for the pain. And I remember I was very afraid about my back being broken, but it wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you got through that story.
Yeah.
And we talked about the feeling, the Jeep, you realized it was going to go out of control, started sliding on you, you go over, and the Jeep narrowly hits you,
yeah.
Lands just a few, sounds like a foot from you or something.
About a foot, yeah.
Yeah, and you're still okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Wonderful that you're able to get through this. Chances are, if that's caused you any anxiety, that won't come up again. Chances are that issue is not going to come up again. And indeed, in retelling the story for someone, if you chose to do that, chances are we've gotten it. But you'll be the best test for that.
Well, I normally don't tell this story because it's not a big experience, but for me it's a big experience.
Sure.
Because it makes me feel very uptight. And I distinctly get pain in my left shoulder when I start talking about this story. I don't feel anything over here right now.
Good.
Ralph then left with instructions to come back and see us when he was climbing the wall for a cigarette. We wanted his craving to be very high so we could demonstrate the power of these techniques when applied to addictive cravings.
Now you want a cigarette, is that what I understand? You've been out for a while and you will come back.
I do.
And Ralph wants a cigarette. On a scale of 0 to 10, Ralph, right now, what is your...
8.5 or 9.
8.5. You already, before I answered the question, I asked you the question, you got it, huh? Put this thing under your nose a minute, okay? And just see if that's still an 8.5 or a 9.
Yeah.
Take a dry drag on it and tell me if it's still an 8.5 or 9, or if it's getting any higher or lower or what.
It's not getting any lower.
Okay. Is it getting any higher?
No.
Okay, still an 8.5 or 9.
Yeah.
8.5 or 9. Okay, I'm going to hold it right here, because see, the point is here, we want you to keep your thoughts on that cigarette about how good that would really be to have that cigarette.
Okay.
It's not going to be hard to do, huh?
No, not at all.
Okay, I want you to rub that sore spot for me. Okay. And say, I accept myself even though I crave that cigarette.
I accept myself even though I crave a cigarette.
Again.
I accept myself even though I crave a cigarette.
Again.
I accept myself even though I crave a cigarette.
Okay, now tap on your collarbone and take a look at that cigarette while you're doing that, okay? Now tap under your eye. Tap on your collarbone. Okay, under your arm. Okay, on your collarbone, think of how good that cigarette would be. Under your eye. Okay, now stop there a second. Let's just take a little reading here. Are you still an 8.5 or a 9?
No.
What would you call it? What would you call your desire level right now?
About 5.
Okay, tap the gamut spot on the back of your hand. Okay, a little more rapidly. There you go. Okay. Now look at this cigarette, okay? Now close your eyes and open your eyes. And hard down right, and hard down left, and roll them in a circle, like that. Keep tapping them. Keep tapping. Okay. Other direction. Okay, happy birthday. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Happy birthday. Okay, now tap on your collarbone. Tie that cigarette, okay? Under your eye. On the collarbone. Under your arm. Okay, on the collarbone. And under your eye. Now, what was your number of 5? You went from 8.5 or 9 to a 5?
Yeah.
Is there still a 5?
Well, it's getting less.
What would you say?
It's not reduced. It's not gone, no.
Not gone? Okay, but what would be your best number?
3, 2.
3 or 2?
Much less.
Okay. Rub the sore spot and say this: I accept myself even though I still crave that cigarette.
Even though I still crave the cigarette.
I accept myself even though I still have some of this craving left.
I accept myself even though I still have some craving left.
I accept myself even though I still have some craving left.
I accept myself even though I still have some craving left.
Okay. On your collarbone. Okay, under your eye. On your collarbone. Under your arm. On your collarbone. And under your eye. Okay, are you still at 2 or 3?
No, not really.
Well, on a scale of 0 to 10, how desirous are you right now of having a cigarette?
I could do without it.
Okay. Does that mean
I still have a little urge for a cigarette, but nothing like when I came in here.
Okay, I understand that, but is it, and I know you can't give an exact number, but is it like a 1 or a 2 or a 0? What would you call it?
Like a 1.
About a 1.
Like a 1.
About a 1.
Yeah.
Okay. Here, just hold that there. You just hold that there, okay? Because you know that's a good cigarette. Right? Put it on your nose for a minute. Put it on your nose for a minute. Tell me if that makes it more than a 1.
No.
Take a dry drag and tell me if that makes it more than a 1.
No.
Still a 1. Okay. All right. Look at me. Close your eyes. Open your eyes. Hard down right. Hard down left. Roll them in a circle. Here, just do it this way. Okay. Other direction. Okay. Happy birthday. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Happy birthday. Okay. Tap on the collarbone. Under your eye. Collarbone. Under your arm. Collarbone. Under your eye. Okay, now take a look at that cigarette. Tell me.
I like this.
You like this?
Yeah.
Well, do you want it or not?
No. I don't have a craving for a cigarette now.
You don't have a craving for a
No, I
cigarette?
don't have a craving for a cigarette.
Now see, here's the beauty of this, and I want to thank you for doing this on camera, okay? This is the beauty for anybody who wants to quit smoking.
Yeah.
You now have a choice. Whenever you get the craving, once you memorize this process, you can do that, and you now know you can take that craving in a few moments and get it to a point where you can walk around and walk by it.
Yeah.
Now that doesn't mean the craving won't come back.
I understand that, but I do have a choice right now. That's right.
You have a choice, and you'll have a choice the next time you have a craving, and the next time, and the next time, and after a while, as you know, when you quit smoking, pretty soon the cravings don't come back because you get over the hump and off you go.
All right.
Okay? In the meantime, by doing this, you're also, and this is really important in this, is what you're doing is you're taking the anxiety that is really driving the reason you need to smoke the cigarette. You're reducing the anxiety way down. I mean, without the anxiety, you don't have the need for the cigarette.
Yeah.
Okay. How do you feel now on an anxiety level?
I'm very cool.
Very cool.
Yeah. It's
when you
okay.
walked in here, how were you on an anxiety level?
I was anticipating a cigarette.
Yeah, which means on a scale of 0 to 10 for anxiety, what might you have been?
About the same as the craving, about a 9.
About a 9, something like that.
Yeah.
So what's the craving now?
I don't have a craving now.
Okay, but now what I want you to try to do, I want you to try to get your craving up. So let's take that, I want you to imagine that thing lit, okay? Imagine that thing lit, and I want you to put it in your mouth, and I want you to take a dry drag and inhale, you know, like you're going to inhale that, okay? Okay, and put it under your nose and smell it. Okay, try to get your desire up.
I'm not going to be able to.
You're not going to be able to?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right.
No.
Okay, now, but I do want to emphasize something. That does not mean you're over your cigarette addiction.
I understand that.
Okay.
But it gives me a choice right now.
It gives you a
That's
choice
important.
right now, and every time you have a craving, it gives you a choice right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
it's up
very
to you.
important to me.
So it's up to you.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that.
You like that?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, you normally smoke, right?
After we do a group, we normally go outside all of us together and smoke.
Yeah, right.
Okay. So I went outside when I left here, figuring that would give me the craving, because I figured I could come right back in 5 minutes with a craving. But I didn't. I never got the craving to smoke. So I went to the 2 o'clock group. That's from 2 to 3.
Yeah.
It wasn't until the end of that group, toward the end of that group, I started feeling the desire for a cigarette.
Okay. All right. All right. The other thing I want to point out to you is that this is good not only for cigarettes, it's good for addictions of any kind. It's good for biting fingernails, it's good for cocaine, it's good for people who have gambling addictions, it's good for any kind of an addictive behavior, be it substance-oriented or not. The same thing will work across the board.
Next, you will hear an interview with Anthony, who has been through many years of conventional therapy since his Vietnam encounters. Listen as he tells you about his experience with these techniques.
And you are an outpatient here, meaning you've spent your time here before as a full-time resident in-house, if you will.
Yes.
And you're now in the community, and then you come back from time to time.
I come back on a regular basis.
On a regular basis, okay. And so you came back and you heard us give a presentation 3 or 4 days ago about the Callahan techniques and tapping and that kind of thing.
Right.
And since then, we've had some experiences. You came in and visited with us once. I don't want to put all the words in your mouth. Why don't you tell us in your words, or tell me, what happened? What was your first experience? And let's start with that.
My first experience with the tapping, we tried out my fear of crowds and going into crowded places. And I have this thing about ultra awareness of harm. It's a fearful nature that I have.
Triggered by the Vietnam experiences.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely. Kind of keeps me isolated and away from crowds, especially restaurants.
Sort of like you're looking over your shoulder all the time.
Yes, I got to see what's going on.
Yeah. Okay. So when you go in a restaurant, if you were to go, you would sit with your back to the wall so you could see
Absolutely.
everything. Okay.
See that, put my back to the wall, see the exits, to who's coming in and who's leaving, and to look around to find out if there's any potential danger within the crowd. And well, we started the technique, you remember?
Right, sure.
And this was the exciting part of it, because I was skeptical. I had heard about this a long time ago, and I was interested, but not until now that I get the opportunity to try this out. And I wanted to do it, and I was totally amazed. In fact, I'm really elated, because well, we went to the restaurant.
Indeed, we did.
And
that was yesterday, as a matter of fact.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was quite, well, I didn't want to go in, you know, and we had tried the tapping method, and I felt comfortable, and then different thoughts would come up. And there was one especially that happened that came up because of the death of my brother. My brother, he passed away in December of '92, and it's been an extremely sensitive issue. I can even talk about this freely. This is how wonderful this is.
You couldn't do this before?
No. I mean, not without getting choked up to a point.
On a scale of 0 to 10, how emotionally intense would you get before doing this tapping when speaking about your brother's death?
Well, before I came in the program, it was always a 10. While I came into the program, and after I started working on the issues, it would relatively remain about a 6, 7, sometimes get to a 10. And while we were at the restaurant, going into the restaurant, we were doing the tapping technique, so this way I could just get in the front door. But the issue with my brother started to come up again. It was like it switched from the restaurant to my other sensitivity.
Right, sure.
And we worked on that. And now I can remember many of the scenes, but I don't feel the pain no more. I mean, even as I speak of it now, you know, I feel like there's something missing, you know, that grieving, that ultra heaviness I had. Well, I don't really miss that. In fact, I'm happy that I don't have it.
Yeah, sure.
I feel wonderful.
It's interesting because
I really feel wonderful.
You can separate the emotional sting, if you will, from the memory itself. You can have all the memories you want of your brother and the death, all the good bad memories and bad memories, but the emotional sting, the negative emotional sting, can be separate from the whole thing. That's the experience, I think.
It's exactly, you know, yes, it is exactly the way it is. You know, it was a terrible experience for me. You know, and as I think about a lot of the other, I've been working on myself also with the tapping, because I have a very big issue with loss of friends, especially the friends I had in Vietnam. A lot of them were, you know, were so dear to me, close to me. You know, it was, whenever I used to think, I would never even talk about this unless I was under some kind of therapeutic guidance. And now, I'm amazed. I can't believe it.